Assalamu alaikum. Hi, how are you? I hope you're fine. Today's lesson is going to be about grammar. So, let's start. Open your book on page 56. The voice in the English language are divided into two. كلمة voice هنا تعني استهداف. فالاستهداف في اللغة الإنجليزية ينقسم إلى قسمان. Active voice المبني للمعلوم. Passive voice المبني للمجهول. What do you mean by active voice? It means we know who did the action. ماذا نعني بالمبني المعلوم؟ هو أن الفاعل معروف. For example, مثال علي ate the cake. علي أكل الكعكة. In this one, we know who did the action. Who ate the cake? علي. في هذه الجملة نعرف من أكل الكعكة وهو علي. We mean by passive voice, the one who did the action is not important. نقصد بالمبني للمجهول هو أن الفاعل الذي فعل الفعل غير مهم. For example, مثال the cake was eaten. الكعكة أكلت. Now you can add by علي. يمكنك إضافة بواسطة علي or you can delete it أو يمكن إلغاؤها. Now here are some of the tenses that you can change to passive. هنا بعض الأزمنة التي يمكن تحويلها إلى المبني للمجهول. Simple present المضارع البسيط. علي eats cakes. Now when we change it to passive, we take out علي, then we put the object at the beginning. عند التحويل إلى المبني للمجهول نبعد الفاعل وهو علي ثم نأتي بالمفعول به ونضعه في المقدمة. Then we say cakes are eaten. We change the verb to the past participle. نحول الفعل إلى التصريف الثالث. Now I should note that the verb is always changed to the past participle when we change it to passive. يجب أن نبين أن الفعل دائما يتحول إلى التصريف الثالث عند تحويلنا الجملة إلى المبني للمجهول. Simple past الماضي البسيط. علي ate the cake. Now when we change it to passive, as always we take علي, then we say the cake was eaten. عند التحويل المبني المجهول في البداية وكالعادة نبعد علي الفاعل ثم المفعول به نأتي به في المقدمة the cake was eaten. كما قلنا لكم أن الفعل دائما يتحول إلى التصريف الثالث. As we told you, we always change the verb to the past participle. You can add by علي here or you don't have to. يمكنك إضافة بواسطة علي أو لست ملزما أن تضيفها. Present perfect المضارع التام. علي has eaten the cake. Okay, so when we change it, as always, we take out the subject, which is علي. Then we bring the object at the beginning and we say the cake has been eaten. وكالعادة الفاعل نبعده ثم نأتي بالمفعول به في المقدمة ونقول the cake has been eaten. Future مستقبل. علي will eat the cake. Now when we change it to the past participle, we take out علي, then we bring the object at the beginning and we say the cake will be eaten. You can add by علي or you don't have to. وكالمعتاد نبعد علي الفاعل ثم نأتي بالمفعول به في المقدمة ونقول the cake will be eaten. يمكنك إضافة علي بواسطة علي أو لست ملزما بذلك. Now let's take some exercises. الآن دعنا نأخذ بعض التمارين. Do as shown between brackets. افعل ما هو مطلوب ما بين الأقواس. Number 1. They read a book. Change to passive. Number 2. I have been seen by Tom. Change to active. Okay, so what's the answer for number 1? ما هي الإجابة لرقم 1؟ Excellent. A book was read by them. If you look at the word they, we changed it to them. إذا نظرت إلى كلمة they, غيرناها إلى them. And here's a chart that shows you the pronoun and how they were changed to passive. وهذا جدول يبين لك تحويل الضمائر إلى المبني للمجهول. What's the answer for number 2? ما هي الإجابة لرقم 2؟ Excellent. أحسنت. Tom has seen me. Now open your book on page 56. الآن افتح كتابك صفحة 56. Question A. سؤال A. Change the sentences from active voice to passive voice. حول الجمل من المبني للمعلوم إلى المبني للمجهول. For example, مثال: A company in Japan makes the car. Now when we change it to passive, it becomes the car is made by a company in Japan. Example 2. The company has opened a new factory. A new factory has been opened by the company. We have the chart for the active and passive. لدينا جدول المبني المعلوم والمبني للمجهول. So, number 1, Carl Benz made the first car in 1886. Where do you think this one goes with? مع من تذهب هذه الجملة? You have Carl Benz made the first car. So it's made in the past or simple past. So you say, the first car was made by Carl Benz in 1886. Number 2, companies all over the world produce cars nowadays. So, companies all over the world produce. So this is the verb produce. Now, it's in the present simple. You say, cars are produced by companies all over the world nowadays. Number 3, in the future, people will drive smaller and smaller cars. So people will. So we're talking about the future. You say, in the future, smaller and smaller cars will be driven by people. Number 4, Carter makes perfume, watches, and jewelry. So, what's the answer? Carter makes. It's in the present simple. So you say, perfume, watches, and jewelry are made by Carter. Number 5, Francois Coty started the perfume industry in the late 1800s. So, the verb here is started. الفعل هنا started. It's in the past. هي في الماضي. So, you say, the perfume industry was started by Francois Coty in the late 1800s. Number 6, the French have produced famous perfumes for many years. So, have produced. It's in the present perfect. When we change it to passive, we say, number 6, famous perfumes have been produced by the French for many years. Number 7, in the future, people will buy more and more hybrid cars. So he's talking about the future. يتحدث هنا عن المستقبل. The answer will be, الإجابة ستكون, in the future, more and more hybrid cars will be bought by people. Number 8, in the past, many people used bikes to go to work. So he's talking about the past. هنا يتحدث عن الماضي. He's talking about the simple past, الماضي البسيط. When we change it to passive, عندما نحولها إلى المبني المجهول, we say 8. In the past, bikes were used by many people to go to work. Comparative and superlative. المقارنة بين اثنين والمقارنة بين أكثر من اثنين. We're going to explain first the comparative. سنشرح أولا المقارنة بين اثنين. Box A is small. The word small is an adjective. كلمة small هي صفة. So we're going to compare the adjectives. لذا ستكون مقارنة في الصفات. Box B is small. Now we're going to compare between these two things using the comparative form. الآن سنقوم بمقارنة ما بين الاثنان باستخدام صيغة المقارنة ما بين اثنان. Box B is smaller than box A. Now when we compare between two things, we add ER to the adjective. عند المقارنة ما بين اثنان نضيف حرفي ER للصفة. And also we add than. وكذلك نضيف than. This is Umar. Umar is tall. And this is Saad. Saad is tall. So the adjective here is the word tall. الصفة هنا هي كلمة tall. Saad is taller than Umar. This is a gold watch. The gold watch is expensive. It's 1000 ريال. هذه ساعة ذهبية سعرها 1000 ريال. Now this is a brown watch 600 ريال. وهذه ساعة بنية 600 ريال. The brown watch is expensive. The adjectives here are expensive. الصفات هنا هي كلمة expensive. We say the gold watch is more expensive than the brown watch. In this one we added more instead of ER. في هذا المثال أضفنا كلمة more بدل من ER. Why did we do that? لماذا فعلنا هذا? Because the word expensive has more than one syllable. كلمة expensive لها أكثر من مقطع. The word expensive. How do you know that? كيف تعرف هذا? If you listen to the word when you pronounce it, إذا استمعت للكلمة وأنت تنطقها, if you stop the air flow in your mouth, that's a syllable. إذا أوقفت تدفق الهواء في فمك فهذا معناه أنك تقف عند مقطع واحد. For example, look at the word expensive. مثال, انظر إلى كلمة expensive. Expensive. If you pronounce it, you'll say expensive. You see the air that comes out of your mouth, it stops. إذا نظرت إلى كلمة expensive سترى أن تدفق الهواء عند النطق يتوقف مرتان. Expensive. Now look at this example. انظر إلى هذا المثال. Tall. 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 Did you stop? Did the airflow from your mouth stop? هل توقف تدفق الهواء من فمك؟ No, it didn't. So it's the same. It's one syllable. لم يتوقف لذلك هي مكونة من مقطع واحد. Now another example. Skinny. Skinny. Now if you pronounce it, you say skinny. Skinny. You see that the air is stopping in the middle. سترى أن كلمة skinny الهواء يتوقف في منتصف الكلمة. So it's two syllables. لذا هي مقطعان. A third example, large. Large. Did you stop? هل توقفت? No, you didn't. So it's one syllable. إذن فهي مقطع واحد. Now we go into the superlative form. الآن ننتقل إلى المقارنة ما بين واحد ومجموعة. So this is عمر and these are the boys. عمر is the tallest of the boys. Is the tallest. Now when we compare between one and more than one, we add est to the adjective. في المقارنة ما بين واحد ومجموعة نضيف حروف est للصفة. Expensive. When we compare between one and more than one, if it's more than one syllable, you say the gold watch is the most expensive. Of them all, عند المقارنة ما بين واحد ومجموعة وكانت الصفة مكونة من أكثر من مقطع نضيف كلمة the most. Let's take some exercises. دعنا نأخذ بعض التمارين. Do as shown between brackets. افعل ما هو مطلوب ما بين الأقواس. 1. This room is clean. That room is messy. So use comparative form. استخدم صيغة المقارنة ما بين اثنان. Number 2. Tom is the fastest, more fast, the most fastest in the class. Choose. What's the answer for number 1? ما هي إجابة رقم 1? Very good. This room is cleaner than that room. Or you can say, that room is messier than this room. Now number 2, what do you choose? رقم 2, ماذا تختار? Very good. Tom is the fastest. Because you're comparing between Tom and the whole class. لأنك تقارن الآن ما بين توم والفصل كامل. As. Now these are two boxes, box A and box B. هنا صندوقان, صندوق A وصندوق B. Now if they are the same size, إذا كان نفس الحجم, we say box B is as big as box A. Now if they are not the same size, إذا لم يكونا نفس الحجم, we say box B is not as big as box A. The words look, smell, sound, taste, and also feel are used to describe the world around us. الأفعال ينظر, يشتم, صوت, يتذوق, يشعر أو يحس. أفعال تستخدم لوصف العالم من حولنا. They are related to our 5 senses. هي مرتبطة بحواسنا الخمس. We use like to prefer something. نستخدم like نفضل بعض الأشياء. For example, مثال, I like tea. أنا أحب الشاي. And also we use like to compare something to something else. وكذلك نستخدم like لمقارنة شيء بشيء آخر. For example, مثال, the car looks like a bug. I'm comparing the car to a bug. أنا الآن هنا أقارن السيارة بالحشرة. It looks like a bug. هي تشبه الحشرة. Now he, she, it and also name, singular name, الضمائر he, she, it والأسماء المفردة. When we add these verbs to it, عندما نضيف هذه الأفعال لها, we add s to these verbs. نضيف s لهذه الأفعال. Just like the car looks like. They smell like fish. They smell like fish. رائحتهم مثل السمك. In this one we didn't add s to the verb because we are using they. هنا لم نضف اس للفعل لأننا استخدمنا they. Now let's take some exercises. الآن دعنا نأخذ بعض التمارين. Choose. اختر. 1. We looks like a team. Number 2. They tastes like candy. So number 1, what do you choose? رقم 1. ماذا تختار؟ We. Very good. Look. Number 2. They. Which one do you choose? أيهما تختار؟ Very good. It tastes. Because we have S here. Tastes. Open your book, page 57. افتح كتابك صفحة 57. B. Complete the paragraph with the passive form of the verbs in parenthesis. أكمل المقطع باستخدام صيغة المبني المجهول للأفعال التي بين الأقواس. This is the chart that we are going to use to change from active to passive. هذا هو الجدول الذي سنستخدمه في التحويل من المبني المعلوم إلى المبني المجهول. Now the first one. Perfumes blank make from flowers and many other pleasant smelling substances. The verb is make. It's in the present simple. We say هذه في المضارع البسيط are made. The ancient Egyptians were the first to introduce perfume into their culture, and some special perfumes actually blank consider more precious than gold. The verb is consider. Now it's in the past. He's talking about the ancient Egyptians, so it's in the past. Simple past, we say were considered. Perfume blank use by the rulers of ancient Egypt in their tombs. So he is still using the past simple. So we say was used. لا زال يستخدم الماضي البسيط، لذلك وضعنا was used. هنا استخدم الماضي لأنه يتكلم عن مصر القديمة، فالماضي البسيط هنا استخدم. For example, when the tomb of Tutankhamun blank open in the 1920s, there was still an odor of perfume. So the verb is open. He's still talking about the past. هنا لا زال يتحدث عن الماضي البسيط. The simple past. So we use was opened. لذلك استخدم was opened. In Rome, various scents blank spray extravagantly into the famous baths and during banquets. So he is still talking about the past. هنا لا يزال يتحدث عن الماضي لأنه يتحدث عن Rome because he's talking about Rome. So we say were sprayed perfume blank were in Arabia, India, China and Japan. So he's talking about, now he is still talking about the past because he's talking about old Arabia and India, Japan, China. لا زال يتحدث عن الماضي لأنه يتحدث عن تاريخ الماضي للعرب والهنود والصينيون وكذلك اليابانيون. In this one we use was worn. لهذا استخدمنا was worn. In fact, perfume has had its popularity since ancient times and in modern times. It is available to more and more people. The first perfume that blank name after a fashion designer was Chanel No. 5. So the verb here is name. الفعل هنا name. So he's talking about also the past. لا زال يتحدث عن الماضي. Past simple, الماضي البسيط. So we say was named. And it blank package in a new famous Art Deco bottle. The verb here is package. الفعل هنا package. He's still talking about the past, so we say was packaged. لا زال يتحدث عن الماضي، لذلك نقول was packaged. It blank launched in 1923. What do you think? ماذا تعتقد؟ He's still talking about the past. لا زال يتحدث عن الماضي. Was launched. And so it blank enjoy for nearly a century. Now, nearly a century is talking about a century, so it's the present perfect. المضارع التام has been enjoyed. C. Complete the ads with the comparative or superlative forms of the adjectives. أكمل الإعلانات باستخدام صيغة المقارنة ما بين اثنين أو المقارنة ما بين مجموعة من الصفات الموجودة. The first one الأولى the blank refreshing fragrance for night and day. So he's comparing between one and more than one. So we use most refreshing. هو يقارن هنا ما بين واحد وأكثر من واحد. Or add number 2 الإعلان رقم 2 Sparkle makes your teeth blank clean and blank bright than ever. Now he is comparing between now and then. هو الآن يقارن ما بين الآن والسابق. Cleaner and brighter. Add number 3 الإعلان رقم 3 Your parrot and cat will be and look blank healthy when it eats this food. So he's comparing between now and then. هو الآن يقارن ما بين الآن وفي السابق. So he's comparing between two things. هو يقارن ما بين شيئان. Healthier. Fingertip the blank reliable of all wireless handheld devices. He's comparing between this device and all the other devices. هو يقارن ما بين هذا الجهاز وكل الأجهزة الموجودة. It's a superlative form. لذا هي مقارنة ما بين واحد ومجموعة. Most reliable. D. In your opinion, في رأيك, which is the best ad in exercise C? ما هو أفضل دعاية في تمرين C? Compare your ideas with a partner. قارن أفكارك مع صديق. Now this one you have to do by yourself. Which one is the best ad? أيهم أفضل دعاية. And in this one you have to use the superlative form. وفي هذا التمرين ستحتاج أن تستخدم المقارنة ما بين واحد ومجموعة. E. Use the correct verb. استخدم الفعل الصحيح. Look, smell, sound or taste. المنظر، الرائحة، الصوت وكذلك المذاق. 1. The new doorbell blank just like a parrot. So, what do you say? He's talking about what? He's talking about either the sound or the looks. So he say, this new doorbell sounds just like a parrot, or you can say looks just like a parrot. Number 2, you blank like a businessman with that new haircut. So he's talking about the look. So he say, you look like. Number 3, I like this new fragrance. Fragrance means smell. So it smells like roses. Number 4, this restaurant food doesn't blank like home cooking, but it's okay. So he's talking about the taste. ويتحدث عن المذاق. So you say food doesn't taste like. Number 5, you blank just like my father and mother, but thanks for the advice anyway. You sound. Number 6, the twins blank just like their mother. Don't you think? So, number 6, the twins look just like. If you want more exercises, go to your workbook from page 38 to 40. إذا أردت المزيد من التمارين اذهب إلى كتاب النشاط من صفحة 38 إلى صفحة 40. Thank you for listening. أشكركم على الاستماع، وهذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد. إذا أعجبكم ما قدمناه آمل الاشتراك في القناة وكذلك نشر الفيديو.